I appreciate everyone so much for all the love today. Seriously, you guys have been so fucking kind. Go ahead and take it away, my friend. Why do you support Trump as president?
Oh, I've been listening for a minute, and you were talking to the guy about uh, Willie Brown and Kamala Harris on how he wasn't married still. I Google searched it, and it said that he was still married during 94 and 95 when he was dating Kamala Harris on the side. And you could
I don't
Google
think that's
search
true.
it just like I did.
It was legally divorced.
Google search it real quick because you can't be spewing misinformation, clowning people when they're telling you the thing that's right.
Let's see here.
Pretty sure you would get the same information I would get when I Google searched it.
No, actually, what I just look at was affirmed. They were separated in 1981.
So why did the Google search that I look up say that he was still married?
Because I did say it backwards. It's not that they were legally divorced in 1981. It's that they were separated but legally married after that.
So they were married, but they just didn't live together at the
Yeah,
time.
they were separated. So I technically said it kind of backwards, but the sentiment of my statement was still true as they were separated.
Well, being married is still technically married, and that means she was fooling around with a married man, correct?
Well, cheating is only wrong because it's unconsensual, right? But like obviously, if they're separated, it's going to be like consensual for them to be getting with other people.
Well, people still move out and they're still married because they're working on things, and then they sometimes get back together.
Okay, they didn't.
Well, obviously. But they were still. The point of the matter
Yeah,
is,
it doesn't matter
Yes.
if they were still legally married as long as it was like consensual and that there wasn't like a boundary set of exclusivity, which obviously it wasn't because they were separated. A court document doesn't make cheating wrong. Breaking boundaries makes cheating wrong.
okay, so you don't think that that was breaking boundaries with Willie Brown, with his wife?
You know, I don't. Obviously, they no longer had boundaries of exclusivity if they were separated.
Okay. I was just curious if you heard also about what Jerome Powell said about the tariffs not affecting the consumer as much as everybody's been saying it was, and they actually did really well.
Sure, I'd have to take a look. But why do you support Trump?
Because he wants to put America first.
Name one thing that he's done in the last 8 months to put this country first.
I think he's actually done a lot.
Okay, so what is one way he has benefited the average American?
So you said one thing. I
Yeah.
just mentioned the tariffs.
And how have the tariffs benefited the average American?
I see prices coming down everywhere.
You're saying that tariffs are driving prices down? How do tariffs drive prices down? And also, by the way, no, that's not true. Inflation is up. You could go on Google. You could type in BLS grocery prices, for instance. The price of every single good sold in the grocery store outside of iceberg lettuce and lemons is more expensive today than it was in January.
That's not true.
Yeah, it is. Like I said, go to Google, type in BLS.
Listen,
Type in BLS average retail
Dean,
food and energy prices.
you
I'm
can
giving
type
you
in what
statistics.
you want, but do you know how much I was paying for eggs in January in California?
Yeah, you were actually paying less than you would now on average countrywide. It includes eggs.
Do you live in California, Dean?
No.
Okay, so Parker does, and Parker would know
yeah.
this.
According to the Bureau of Labor Statistics, the average price of eggs in January was $3.02. Meanwhile, today,
Okay,
it
but
is
the average is
$3.06.
completely different to what you pay per state.
Okay, well then you're just saying that it's going to be like local policy that's impacted that instead of the Trump administration. So you can't blame like Trump.
So you think, okay,
Boom.
so you think the local policy is what brought down the price of eggs in California?
Yeah, probably just something to do with your local economy.
That's hilarious.
What did Donald Trump do to reduce the price of California eggs?
Google search what he did with Turkey, giving us a bunch of eggs to help recoup the problem when we had bird flu.
Wait, so were those eggs only disseminated in California?
No, they were distributed all around.
Okay, so there was countrywide, and if you're talking about an issue that is countrywide, then we're going to be looking at the macro statistics supplied to us by the Bureau of Labor Statistics, which says that eggs are more expensive today than they were in January. Get cooked.
Okay, but why was I paying?
You're arguing.
why
You're
was
not
I
arguing
paying
with me here. You're arguing
$8
with
in
facts.
January, and I'm paying $3 was I paying $8 in January and I'm paying $3 right now?
I don't believe that you're paying $3 for
The
eggs.
same dozen eggs. I am. Winco. $3.12 for jumbo.
I don't know. Why are you asking me these things?
Because if you're saying it
Because
was the
why?
same, if I was paying the same price in January when it was $8 then and it's $3 now, that's a big difference.
I don't understand why I should be concerned with how much you're paying at your local grocery store when countrywide eggs are more expensive today than they were like way back when.
No, they're during the bird flu.
Wait. So
How
you
does
just
that make sense?
wait. So
How
you
does
just
that
said
make sense,
so
Dean?
you just said what I said was wrong.
The bird flu was going on and the eggs were more expensive now than they were then?
It's actually telling us that the bird flu was at its highest in July.
July of this year.
Uh, yeah, and it looks like they've come down since. That's just the Bureau of Labor
That's
Statistics.
not true either.
Okay, whatever. You're just gonna ignore the statistics. I gave you. I literally. I told you you could go
It's
on.
funny where you're
You could,
getting your statistics
I'm
from
getting Donald.
because
I'm getting them from Donald Trump's Bureau of Labor Statistics organization. How about this? Okay, so you told us that the tariffs are bringing down prices. How do tariffs bring down prices, sir?
they got to fight to sell stuff.
Who?
All these different states, countries. Why are TVs 85-inch TVs $600?
Wait, you're saying that tariffs have made things less expensive by making companies that make goods outside of America sell them for lower prices to America?
Most definitely.
So you're saying that Donald Trump is like hurting American industries by ushering more lower cost foreign produced goods?
How is that hurting our industries?
I mean, isn't that the argument of tariffs? That our industries are our industries are hurt by goods produced in other countries. Therefore, we need to implement tariffs on goods produced in other countries to like reduce the amount of those goods that are imported. But obviously, you're arguing that it has made the price of goods produced in other countries lower. Obviously, meaning that they're going to be at a higher demand compared to American produced goods in this country, meaning there'd be more consumer reliance on goods produced by non-American companies.
You sound like a robot when you repeat stuff. You do good at it.
I mean, you're just sound like a robot, so you're telling me I sound spot on and accurate and without hesitation. Yeah, that's kind of how I like to do my debates, sir.
Okay, so what I'm trying to say is when he puts tariffs on other countries, because you should Google search Nancy Pelosi being upset that jobs were lost in '94 to
Why would I care about what
China.
Nancy Pelosi has to say?
She's a Democrat.
I think that Nancy Pelosi needs to step down.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I'm really hoping that the younger, more progressive candidate wins re-election in her district. She's literally won like 20 times. She needs to get the hell out.
So that's one thing we can agree on.
Right, but like hopefully we can also agree that you have absolutely no argument for the notion that tariffs are driving down the price of goods produced in other countries. And if they are driving down the price of goods produced in other countries, then that's actually antithetical to the goal of tariffs. Like, what do you think the goal of tariffs is?
That's not every, real quick, that's not every item. Okay, when you say goods and produce, you just act like it's every item.
Wait,
Okay.
when did this just combat your own argument? Because now you're just saying that tariffs haven't actually reduced the price of too many goods?
Okay, but you're saying everything. So I'm trying to make a statement back, and then you keep cutting me off with a rebuttal.
I think that you're just confused.
No, it's before I even say anything.
Okay, feel free to say something.
So
here soon, I'm going to take the reins and I'm going to try to make an argument of my own.
The steel workers backed Trump because steel was being manufactured in other countries, and a lot of these states depended on steel work, okay? But when their plants get closed down and go to China, it makes U.S. citizens lose their jobs. So tariffs will make those jobs come back on certain. Okay, that's why he charged tariffs more on certain countries.
Right. I disagree.
Because those items.
In order for a tariff to like drive companies to invest and build in America, they have to be long term. But none of Donald Trump's tariffs have been long term. He'll like introduce them one day, repeal them the next, and he's like been flip flopping all over the place. And this means that like companies that are producing outside of America just have like no confidence in investing millions or even in some circumstances billions of dollars and spending 3 to 6 years building manufacturing plants in America. And this is actually one of the many reasons why, for the first time in the last handful of years, we are now finally seeing investment into American industry stagnate and go down after years of going up and up and up, literally every financial quarter.
Dean, when did the U.S. make it legal for U.S. businesses to start producing goods in other countries and manufacturing in other countries? Can you Google it, search that real quick, because that will help you out a lot.
I'm actually not, because you just ignored.
No, it will help you out a lot.
No, I'm
Because
actually
then
I'm
you will
actually not going to do that
understand
because you just
when the
ignored my last
U.S.
argument.
started losing all their
Oh my
businesses and
god,
all their
I'm like
jobs.
actually being driven insane today. Like, dude, can you just like be normal and respond to the argument? Like that's what a debate is supposed to be. But you and every other guest that we've had up here all day long have been done nothing but yap and ignore me. I literally feel like I'm going insane. You and every person I've spoken to today
Well, you
has done
choose to
nothing
do
but
this every day.
ignore me.
I'm not ignoring you.
Yes, you are. You very explicitly ignored the argument that I gave you that proves that Donald Trump's tariffs so far have not driven any companies to move into America and manufacture their goods. And if anything, on the macro scale, reduced the confidence in foreign companies into investing in America.
Apple already created one plant.
No, they didn't.
Yeah, they
You're
did.
talking about their screen production plants in Kentucky that they've had for in Kentucky that they've had for the last 20 years.
No, there was one recently put. They created 10,000 jobs,
You're
maybe in the last couple of years, but it was placed in the United
in
States.
the last
See,
couple years, didn't Donald Trump
do
only
you
impose the
think that
tariffs in
the are
July?
you $4 billion companies? Do you
Okay.
think they should be allowed to go to other countries, manufacture everything for dirt cheap and sell to us for skyrocket? Or do you think they should
You're ignoring my argument. You are asking me questions. A question is not a response to an argument, old man. Okay? I don't know how many ways I could say this. The fact of the matter is, I gave you a coherent position and you are not responding to the position. Instead, you're asking me new questions like, do I support billion-dollar companies? You obviously cannot respond to that position. So now I'm actually going to do the honors of asking you a new question instead. Now, if you think this is me deflecting, pivoting, or running away, tell me that, and I will happily repeat my argument so you could fail to respond for a fifth time. Okay?
Sure, go to the next question.
Do you care about the Constitution?
Yeah.
Do you think Trump cares about the Constitution?
Yep.
Okay. If Trump cares about the Constitution, then why is he belligerently violating it? Like on day one, when he signed Executive Order number 14160 into law that infringed on the 14th Amendment when he tried to illegally take birthright citizenship away from the children of undocumented immigrants born on American soil. We'll start off with one example. I think that more than one example would be too much for you.
Tom Home gave an explanation of when somebody comes over that's pregnant and they're traveling over here and then they come over in here and then they have birth here, that they shouldn't have birth rights in the United States when they were not legal, when they consumed the child.
Yeah, but guess what? That
Okay,
is not
so
a
that's
legal
where the
argument.
birth rights were going to be taken away because
But
do you think any
the
other
fact of the
country would,
matter is,
real quick, let me answer. Do you think anybody else would be able to go pregnant to another country and they get legal birth rights when they have the baby there just because they had the baby there? No, it's where they got consume the child, buddy. You don't just get to come in America and think you get legal birth rights when you get here because you had your baby here and we paid for it.
have you ever read the 14th Amendment?
You know that, right?
No, you're wrong. Have you ever read the 14th Amendment?
Read it to me, Dean,
I
because
will.
you're so correct on everything.
Yeah, I have extensively studied the 14th
I
Amendment.
understand that's what it is, but you shouldn't have that right.
So the 14th Amendment says that all persons born or naturalized in the United States and subject to the jurisdiction thereof are citizens of the United States. So you're telling me that no, this isn't a right for those that are born in the country, but rather this right is given to the child based upon where they were consumed. I think you meant to say conceived, but that's not true, and I proved that that's wrong by literally just reading off the 14th Amendment to you.
Okay, so you think anybody and their mama should be able to just get pregnant wherever they're at and just come here and get birthright citizenship to their kid?
That's what the Constitution says.
But do you think that should be okay?
Why does what I think matter? Like, yeah, I do think that birthright citizenship
Because you
is
should be able to
something
have an
they should
opinion, period.
Wait, but the only opinion that matters on if Donald Trump's executive order was unconstitutional is like the legal precedent, and the legal precedent says it is. Like, can we agree that his executive order, when he attempted to take birthright citizenship away from the children of undocumented immigrants born on American soil, was strictly and expressly unconstitutional?
It might have been,
Okay, so
but
do you support him doing that?
like I said, I don't support women from 100 countries getting pregnant where they're at and coming to the United States and think that they're going to get birthright citizens
Okay,
because
so
they have
so
their
so then
child
you're
in
telling me
America.
so then you're telling me that
Period.
you're okay with him playing an authoritarian and violating the Constitution because you don't like that part of the Constitution.
I don't agree with it.
And
There's
guess
probably
what?
plenty of parts of the
And guess
Constitution
what?
I
All
don't
of a
agree
sudden,
with.
you've opened the door towards us having a socialist, leftist president that plays authoritarian and belligerently infringes on the Constitution to like ban the Second Amendment. And you'd have to accept that logic in virtue of the fact that they didn't like it. Therefore, in their mind, they have the right to illegally infringe upon it. Right? The same way you are now justifying what Donald Trump is doing today.
Tom Homan said the same thing, and he worked for 6 presidents. But you think he was bad once he started working for Donald
so now
Trump.
you're telling us that Donald Trump isn't the only fascist and authoritarian in his administration. You know, there's other things that he's done that has infringed on the Constitution too. Let's see if you defend all of them. 3 days ago, he said it's illegal to criticize him in the media. How do you feel about that? That is a blatant infringement and threat to the First Amendment and freedom of speech, right?
I didn't hear him say that.
Really? Do you want to hear him say that?
Well, what's he going to do on that one? You think he's going to be like Kim Jong-un from North Korea?
Yep.
That's what you're afraid of?
Yes. State-controlled media is terrifying.
I said the networks were 97% against me. I got 97% negative, and yet I won it easily. I won all 7 swing states, popular, I won everything. And if they're 97% against, they give me only bad publicity or press. I mean, they're getting a license. I would think maybe their license should be taken away.
There's him saying that the licenses of media organizations that criticize him negatively in the media should be taken away. And here's another clip of him literally calling it illegal.
Okay, real quick. What about Obama change?
1 second.
What about
Wait,
Obama changing the law in 2000?
Pull your what about Obama here in like 30 seconds.
A great story, and they'll make it bad. See, I think that's really illegal, personally. You can't have a free airwave. You're getting free airwave.
Yeah, so there's him saying that we should take the licenses away from media organizations that criticize him in the media, and him saying that it is illegal to criticize him in the media.
Okay, well, that's taken a little out of context.
What's the
And
context?
The context is if 97% of the media is saying negative things about the president, and there's positive things he's doing, come on. Doesn't that sound like, what does he say, fake media?
So
Corrupt media?
I would say around or over 97%.
Because if only 3% is going for you and he still won, that just shows you that there's a lot of people that aren't buying you and Parker.
So you actually agree with Trump there?
No, what I agree with is removing Obama's law that he put in effect.
Wait! Don't pivot to Obama. Don't pivot to Obama. Don't pivot to Obama. You spineless coward. Don't pivot to Obama. So you just told us that you agree. Don't pivot to Obama. So now you're telling us that you agree with what Trump said there, and it is unfair if a media source disproportionately negatively reports on him. So I would say around
97% of them, Dean?
I would say
they didn't do that for Kamala Harris.
I would say around or over 97% of the reporting I do on Trump is negative. Does this mean that you agree with Trump in calling this live stream illegal?
No, you don't have a news network license, do you?
Wait, so if I was on TV doing the same thing I'm doing now, then it would be illegal?
Spreading misinformation to elderly people and people that are going to buy your bullshit, I think it should be.
Oh, and you're calling what I say misinformation because you disagree with it, even though I have good, compelling reason to believe every single thing I say, and I could tell you exactly why you should too, and you're wrong for disagreeing. That is outrageous. See, that you are, dude, you just took the face off. You're a goddamn fascist. Dude, look at this. You are such a cult member. I bet that you were one of the many motherfuckers. Shut the hell up. You were one of the many motherfuckers that's been screaming loud and proud about the GOP for years, saying that America is a free country where you get to say whatever you want, whenever you want to. And now you are whining and crying, saying that what I do is a dissemination of misinformation, and I shouldn't legally be allowed on airwaves, on the media, on a TV show. In fact, you just told me that if I was doing exactly what I do right now on TV, then it would be illegal. Sir, you are against freedom of speech, you are against freedom of expression, and you are against the freedom to express your political views and disagreements with the current administration that you suck up for so much. You're a spineless coward. You don't stand for American values. You don't stand for the Constitution. And you and everybody that thinks like you are a part of a group of the largest threat to the American democracy and modern American history.
Holy shit, Dean, you're crashing out.
I hope that any reasonable person would crash out at the suggestion that disagreeing with the government on TV should be illegal.
It was his opinion, which you just asked for.
I mean, Dean, come on now.
You're saying that it's okay because that's what you think? What? I'm saying it's not okay because that's what you think.
You asked my opinion. Okay, do I think Jimmy Kimmel should be put back on the live for what he said? No. My opinion. Just like your opinion, you thought it was cool when Trump got took off of Twitter, most likely. Or maybe you weren't in politics when that happened.
Did the government take him off of Twitter?
Who did?
Twitter?
Did
for breaking their terms of service?
Did the government take Jimmy Kimmel off, or did Walt Disney and ABC?
He literally violated the Constitution, the insurrection clause of the third.
Well,
one second. He literally violated the Constitution, in my opinion. He violated the fourth section of the 14th Amendment, the insurrection clause, which would, in my mind, make him ineligible. Which would, in my mind, make him ineligible for any government office.
So you just want to steamroll
that he shouldn't be eligible for a government office, but he should be eligible to stay on social media. Like, there's obviously a really good reason why these private companies banned him.
Private companies, just like the private company banned Donald Trump.
No,
it wasn't Trump that fired Jimmy Kimmel. It was the companies that fired Jimmy Kimmel.
The difference is that Brendan Carr at the FCC. There's a big difference. Who owns the network? Can I tell you the difference? The difference is that Brendan Carr and the FCC threatened ABC and Disney into pulling him off air by throwing out the idea that maybe their licenses should be revoked. You have no evidence.
Who threatened Twitter? Who threatened Mark Zuckerberg? Mark Zuckerberg said in court
you have absolutely no evidence that Joe Biden threatened Twitter.
Mark Zuckerberg
with
said
consequences and coerced him into banning Donald Trump.
Oh, you're right on that one. But Mark Zuckerberg said in court Joe Biden coerced them to say a lot of stuff was misinformation and deplatform a lot of people and do a lot of things because their administration said so.
No, that's not true. What punishment was the Biden-Harris administration going to give Facebook if they didn't take down misinfo about the pandemic?
I'm not sure.
There was no punishment, meaning it wasn't coercive.
So then why did his
coercing somebody into engaging in an action would be a threat of undesirable state of affairs if they weren't to engage in the action.
So I guess Mark Zuckerberg was lying?
No,
he was threatened?
Mark Zuckerberg never said that he was coerced. He just said that he was asked.
So he was asked to.
Right.
And no, he said he was pressured, actually. Okay, he didn't say he was politely asked.
So then what was the consequence going to be if he didn't do it?
You tell me.
There was none.
So he was just pressured to do it and nothing was going to happen.
I mean, I disagree with the way that you're using
the
word
Dean,
pressure.
If you owned a Facebook...
it's just definitionally speaking not coercive because they didn't threaten an undesirable state of affairs if they didn't do it. Right, and by the way, did you support the Biden
administration that did it? It would be a whole big deal.
So I'm arguing,
it would be a big deal.
I'm arguing that it wasn't coercive, but you're arguing that it was coercive. So do you support the Biden-Harris administration apparently coercing Meta into taking down misinformation about the pandemic?
Not one bit.
Oh, but you made a parallel between the Biden-Harris administration coercing Meta into taking down misinfo about the pandemic with Donald Trump getting Jimmy Kimmel off air, right? That was a parallel that you made. So if you don't support it one bit when Biden does it, but you do support it 100% when Trump does it, doesn't that make you a raging fucking hypocrite?
On one point, you got me. Okay, so I would have to say that freedom of speech would have to go both ways because you just got me on that.
Great. So then you think that Donald Trump is a threat to the First Amendment and arguing that it should be illegal to criticize
I don't think he's a threat to any amendment, bro.
But you just said that freedom of speech has to go both ways.
He's a threat to the corrupt government that's been established for the last 50 to 80 years.
He is the government. He controls the executive branch. MAGA controls Congress. MAGA controls Supreme Court.
Guess what? The shadow government doesn't get to say shit anymore.
Shadow government? Bro, is that just a made-up word?
No.
What's the shadow government?
You don't know?
No, what's a shadow government?
All
don't
these presidents
and
come in with these
don't you
great
dare
ideas.
don't you dare say money in politics, because Donald Trump had the most expensive and highest net worth cabinet in American history.
Yeah, that's good. You think that's a bad thing?
Okay, so then
To have a bunch of successful, wealthy people in office
if money in
instead of a bunch of dumb fucks that don't know shit?
Oh, well, see, they were saying if you don't have money, then you're dumb. You're just setting up an oligarchy and saying that's what you would support. Let's put the most wealthy, most powerful people in charge, and let's make everyone else suffer rough individualism and serve at the beckoning call of those with money, wealth, and power. Yeah, man, I actually don't support that. No.
Okay, let's let broke people be in charge that's been in there for 50 years that shouldn't even be in there anymore, which you were saying Nancy Pelosi needed to get out. And what's Nancy Pelosi's net worth? These people start out broke and end up rich and don't do shit for the common person. But you're worried about wealthy people.
Kind of like Donald Trump 4xing his net worth by scamming his followers with a meme coin. Is that what you're talking about?
So he 4x his net worth with a meme coin, but how much did his net worth go down when he was president last time?
How much did his net worth go down? I think it went down by like $1 billion. How much has it gone up this time? I think
it went down $2
billion.
It went from 4.5 to 2.2.
And what's it now? And what's it now? What's it now?
That's why.
What's it now? What's it now after 8 months? What is it now?
Hey, just because he learned cryptocurrency and the digital Web3 and blockchain, that's not his fault.
Oh, okay. So it's a good thing when his net worth goes down, but it's also a good thing when it goes up?
It wasn't a good thing when it went down.
Oh, okay. So then why are you boasting about it as if it is a good thing?
I was not. I was boasting about it that somebody that was wealthy that took the consequences of trying to make America great again lost $2 billion trying to do it. Why do you think that would happen?
I have a question. Was he trying to make America great again in his first term when he tried to steal the election from Biden?
Dude, if you think an old senile fuck really beat Donald Trump, then you're delusional.
So now you're saying that he was justified in trying to steal it from Biden.
That's why
because Biden stole from him, sir.
We won 7 swing.
dude. And then you call Biden an old senile fuck. Hey, I have a question.
Got bigger and bigger.
What's worse, being a quote unquote old senile fuck or a fucking predator that is boasted about perving on the naked bodies of little girls and grown adult women?
Dave, Dean, you guys are so washed on that one.
Real?
It was like the only couple that you got left to go to. And you guys repeat it over and over and over.
Dude, I've been talking to you for the. You are literally just reading off note cards. Have I talked about this to you at all in the last 50 minutes?
No, but you've said that to multiple people.
Oh,
and that's your pitch line on every person you talk to.
Maybe because I think it's fucking crazy that our president has admitted to sexually exploiting little girls and naked women, and the fact that you are attempting to say that I'm the bad person for talking about it compared to Donald Trump as a bad person for doing it is insane.
So why do so many women support Trump, Dean? Why are so many women in his cabinet? Why did women get placed in positions they never even would place women in?
Invalid argument.
Can you tell me?
Invalid argument. So now you're trying to say
because he's so bad against women. And
invalid argument. Invalid argument. I can tell you why. Are you
it's
ready?
Not invalid. Is yes, what it is. Is he has support, and they don't believe your guys' shit, bro.
Wait, it's not believe me. It's believing Trump. Donald Trump is the one that admitted to these things. Listen to this.
As
conflict?
Yes.
I don't see it as
it could be a conflict of interest, but it's the kind of thing you worry about later. You tend to think about the conflict a little bit later on.
The question is, how can it not be construed?
No, I mean, some of these foreign girls, Mr. Trump, in my country, we say hello with vagina.
What you could also say is
supported him.
Can you shut the fuck up so I can play the clip?
Can you just tell me why so many women supported him, Dean?
So you're trying to say that the clip that I'm playing to you right now doesn't exist, even though I'm playing it to you right now because apparently so many women support him? Hey, man, there was some anti-suffragette movements.
It didn't exist.
There was some anti-suffragette movements led by women in the 1920s to try to stop women from getting the right to vote. Does that mean that movements to try to stop women from getting the right to vote weren't sexist or misogynistic?
Holy shit, 100 years ago.
Yeah, 100 years ago. I'm so sorry.
You're comparing that to now, but I can't bring up a past president?
I'm using your own logic against you. You're saying because women support Trump, then Donald Trump couldn't possibly be a harm or threat to women. So does this mean that anti-suffragette movements in the 1920s weren't a harm or threat to women since some women supported them too?
Dean, like I said, when I bring up something past, you don't allow it. So why are you bringing up something 100 years ago?
Because this
Times have changed,
this is a direct refutation of your logic. So now you're saying times are changed. So 100 years ago, women could support things that were harmful to themselves, but 100 years later, women are just literally like physically unable of supporting things that are harmful
We
to
still
themselves.
support stuff that's
What?
harmful for themselves. Women
Okay.
hasn't changed.
Okay, then just saying that because some women support Trump, therefore Donald Trump isn't harmful to women doesn't follow. But I'm going to go ahead and play this clip. Don't interrupt it, little boy.
Yes.
I don't see it as a conflict.
It could be a
Old
conflict
man
of
or
interest,
little
but you know, it's the
I'm going with little boy.
kind of thing you worry about later.
Oh, I see.
You tend to think about the conflict a little bit later on.
question is, how can it not be construed?
No, I mean, some of these foreign girls, Mr. Trump, in my country, we say hello with vagina. And
Well, you could also say, as the owner of the pageant, it's your obligation to do that.
So you have done that. Now, tell
Well,
me
I'll
what
tell you the funniest is that I'll go backstage before a show.
Yes.
And everyone's getting dressed and ready and everything else. And, no men are anywhere. And I'm allowed to go in because I'm the owner of the pageant, and therefore I'm inspecting it. I'm inspecting.
Right,
I want to
right.
make sure that
You're like a
everything
doctor.
is good.
You're there.
Yeah, the dress. Is everyone okay? They're standing there with no clothes. Is everybody okay? And you see these incredible-looking women. And so I sort of get away with things like that.
So yeah, I mean, I think that's a little weird. He has said some weird comments, but obviously he still has won the popular vote. Besides those weird comments. Now, can I ask you one quick question before we get off? Dean, when everybody wants the Epstein list
So, no.
released, right?
No. So you're saying that you don't care Donald Trump sexually exploited teen girls and naked women because...
I'm not saying I don't care. I just said I didn't agree with that statement. And I don't agree with a few of the things that
Okay,
he's
why is sexual
He just said it was
exploitation
a
of
little
teens
weird.
and women not a red line?
because there's plenty of red lines on the other side too. Now, I just wanted to ask you a question related to the Epstein.
I want you to
You guys
expand.
think Trump is
Stop
on the
squirming.
Epstein, right?
Stop squirming.
I'm not squirming.
You are squirming. So you're saying that there's
You
like plenty
squirm
of...
all the time.
The only person squirming here is you. So you're saying that there's plenty of red lines on the other side too, and he's the lesser of two evils, even though he sexually exploited teen girls and women. So what did Kamala Harris do that was worse than the sexual exploitation of naked teen girls and women?
Dude, you just asked me a couple questions. I wanted to ask you a question that was related to this, and then you're going to switch to another question and then throw me off.
Because my arguments are more than one breath. I don't think that you get
Okay,
that. Like
I understand
sometimes,
your argument
like
is more
sometimes,
than one breath.
sometimes, like you're literally treating each topic like a talking point. You understand that these topics deserve to be discussed for more than one statement back and forth, right? Like I'm obviously gonna want to have a little bit more of a nuanced conversation about the fact that you literally just affirmed Donald Trump as a pervert that has sexually exploited teens. Then
I
30
didn't affirm
seconds.
that. I just said I just didn't agree with it.
That you don't even know what if after in saying that you disagreed with it, you're affirming that he did it, but you don't like that he did it. You don't even know what the word affirm means. So once again, I'm gonna ask you the question, my last try here. Like this stream, I'm probably gonna end early today, Chad. I'm not even kidding. This stream has just been so much for me. Everyone today has been insane. I'm gonna try to ask you this question one last time. Okay? You said you don't treat this as a red line against Trump because there's been many people on the other side that have done very similar things that are also red lines. So, what is something that Kamala Harris has done that is worse than the sexual exploitation of naked teens?
Okay, so Kamala Harris, or Kamala, or whatever you want to call her, I did not include her. I said didn't I say there were some people? Joe Biden, okay? And I could say the things that I didn't care about Joe Biden, but you'll discredit them. Just like you discredit anything.
Who did Donald Trump run against in the election?
Well, he was run against Joe Biden until they found out that the dude couldn't make it. When we all knew he couldn't make it, you guys just were like thinking he was the most coherent person.
Answer.
Let me finish.
The answer is Kamala Harris, right?
Because I listened to you for a while.
God, but
they
it's just you're just
replaced
using,
Joe. You know why they replaced Joe Biden?
You're using
because
a question. Dude.
So he was going against Kamala Harris.
Okay,
or Kamala.
Whatever
Whatever you want to call it.
He went against Kamala. Okay. So if you are going to say that you still support Trump, even though he has sexually exploited teen girls, because there's other red lines on the other side, well, the only comparison would be who he ran against, who would be Kamala Harris. right?
Yeah, it was
and
his
if you're
party.
telling me
Kamala Harris
if,
supported
if,
him.
if you're telling me
So,
if you're
so
telling me
Kamala Harris supported Joe Biden.
if you're telling me here that Kamala Harris hasn't done anything worse than sexually exploiting teen girls, why did you take the worst candidate who did sexually exploit teen girls over her?
Because, okay, I just
why?
said Kamala, that's her party. Okay, do you think that
That's her
just
party.
because
I don't
that was,
understand.
she was the vice president under Joe Biden, you think that she didn't support Joe Biden's every move? She
Okay.
knew he was incoherent. She knew he couldn't run.
Okay.
And she allowed it, and then she just got put in. She probably didn't even want to get put in, but she took the front runner and tried to win and lost a lot of money.
So you think
manipulated a lot of people, talked in 5 different accents in different states, and you guys let her just do whatever she did and defended her.
So you think that serving as Biden's VP and
So I don't mind a black man for a president, but I don't want a woman that was her intelligence to be a president. She said she was the first Indian senator in 2016.
You just let it slip. I didn't mind a black man as a president, but I couldn't have a black woman.
No, it wasn't a black woman. It was a woman that lied about her race. She said she was Indian in 2016, first Indian senator. So is she black or is she Indian? What is she?
How many parents do you have?
Hey, Dean, can you tell me what she is if she claimed to be the first Indian senator in 2016?
I'll do that right now. How many parents do you have?
Wait, she made collard greens in the bathtub. That's how fucking ignorant you guys are.
Hey, how many parents do you have?
Did you just hear me?
How many parents do you have?
How many do you got?
2. How about you?
No shit, 2. Are you sure you don't got 3 or 4 since you don't know what a sex is and what a male and a woman is?
And how many parents does Kamala Harris have?
You tell me.
2. And
so which one was black?
What percentage of her genetics does she get from her mom?
Which one was black?
Dude, what percentage of her genetics does she get from her mom?
Why would she say she was the first Indian senator, Dean? I don't give a fuck.
What do I do?
I don't care you trying to break down what race she is. Why did she say she was the first?
I'm going to just go ahead and give you a breather for a second. Like, you can't even hold productive dialogue. Listen,
you just don't want to answer the question. Why did she say she was the first Indian?
Can I ask you to shut the hell up?
Dean, just answer real quick.
I am. You told me to tell you what race she is. I'm in the middle of doing that. I'm just breaking it down into
No, I asked you to why she
blocks ever. No, you asked me to tell you what race she is.
No, I did not. I said, why did she say?
I'm trying to tell you right now. You said, Dean, which one is it? Is she black or is she Indian?
And I said, why did she claim?
That was the question that you asked me. That's in the question that I'm in the middle of answering. If you have other questions, you could ask them after I answer this one. That's how conversation works, idiot. So you asked me the question, is she black or is she Indian?
Is way nicer.
I'm in the middle of answering that. So let's go back to it. You told me that you have 2 parents. I told you that I have 2 parents. We agreed that she has 2 parents too. So what percentage of her genetics did she get from her mom? And what percentage of her genetics did she get from her dad?
Come on, Dean, tell me. What, Indian from mama?
You don't even know? So she'd get 50% of her genetics from her mom and 50% of her genetics from her dad. Do you know where her mom is from?
Fill us all in. Fill your followers in. You want me to say something or do you want me to say it wrong?
Southeast Asia. Do you know where her dad is from?
Where?
Jamaica.
So what did Judge Joe Brown say
Her
about
mother
them? Did you hear that?
Is Southeast Asian and her father is Afro-Jamaican, meaning that she is both Southeast Asian and Afro-Jamaican or black simultaneously.
You said Southeast Asian?
Yes.
Where'd you get that from? Why did she claim to be the first Indian senator? You could Google search and the video will come up.
Because she
did not claim to be Southeast Asian. Homeboy.
So Southeast Asian.
Google search it, Dean.
Southeast Asian is the race. India's not a race. That's a nationality.
Why did she claim to be the first Indian senator?
Because she was. What does this have to do with the fact that being Indian isn't a race, but rather a nationality?
So she's claiming to be a nationality now.
Because she is that nationality. She's Indian.
She is Indian?
Because her mother's Indian, yes.
I thought she was
shares-
Southeast Asian.
That's India's in Southeast Asia.
Dean. You know when you claim to be a first Indian senator, that means you're not claiming to be the first black senator?
Why would you just
Woman.
say Indian?
Because there were black senators before her. Most notably
Women
Obama.
that were women senators?
She was probably the first black woman senator, I'd assume. I'm
If
assuming.
she would have claimed that, but she was on the news and interviewed and claimed to be the first Indian senator, and then she runs this president to be black.
Because
Why wouldn't she run as an
she was both black and Southeast Asian. I don't understand the complication here. She's both
The
of
question
them?
is, she ran as a black president, but she did not claim any Indian heritage. That's why she had a lot of Indian people making fun of her.
She didn't run as a black candidate. She was a black candidate. She didn't run as a Southeast Asian or Indian candidate for the Senate. She was a Southeast Asian or Indian senator. Do you understand that? Do you get that?
You know how disrespectful it was for her to cook collard greens in the bathtub?
Do you know how disrespectful it is for you to literally open your mouth ever? Like literally ever. Like any time you open your mouth, it is disrespectful. And
That's
I'll
when
tell
I
you,
say stuff, you don't know.
and I'll tell you who it is disrespectful to. It's
How many black-
disrespectful to Mother Nature. Why? Because every single time you open your mouth to inhale oxygen and exhale CO2, you are wasting said inhalation and exhalation on baseless, useless, false, hateful bullshit. We have a problem with carbon emissions in this world, sir. And you are single-handedly perpetuating that issue every single day with the most useless carbon emissions possible in human history by wasting them on the words you say.
Your
Now I
narration-
have one final question.
Your narrations
What
are
do you
so
do?
fucking... Like I said, they're so
They're so
flamboyant.
They're so unmute your mic.
Flamboyant. When you thank
Hey,
people for your
hey.
money, you get so
Oh.
flamboyant, dude.
Hey,
I
question.
think you might be in
Hey.
the closet.
Hey, I have a question. Can you spell flamboyant?
I don't give a fuck how to spell it.
Please entertain me. Spell it.
How about you spell it?
No, I asked you. I want you to spell it.
How about you spell it?
No, I want you to. I was the one that asked you.
So I have to know how to spell every word I say.
I'm just curious. Can you?
Just because you get flamboyant every time you thank somebody for money they send you?
Well, I'm just asking you to spell
It's
it.
like you're an actor. You play a role. You go up and you're a completely weirdo, and then
You
when
know
you get
what?
off live, you're the real Dean.
You know what? I actually
But
haven't
when
thanked
you're on
anyone
live,
for their
bro, you're a
donations
whole
today,
new character.
and I'm about to be insufferable as fuck to you.
You're an
Amy, thank you for the $25 donation over on VENMO. Thank you
There
so
you
much for
go,
the love,
getting all
Amy. Show
flamboyant
some
again.
love to Amy down below in that chat, folks. Amy with the $25 says self-care for you later.
People
Thank you for
don't see
educating us
this.
all. Show some love to Amy.
It's
Anna, A-N-N-A. Let's get 10 big
Oh, yeah, thank you for
booms
all
for
the
Anna
gifts
down
I'm
below in
getting,
that chat
too.
for the $10. Thank you, Anna. Amanda with the $15. Thank you so much, Amanda. Sammy with a 10. Vanessa with a 10. Beth with a 10. Thank you, thank you, thank you. As well,
like an
Serenity.
auctioneer
Thank you
at
so much for the
Ford.
$20 over on Venmo. Thank you so much for the love, Serenity. Serenity with a 20 says, I feel like I need to go outside and touch some grass. Me too. And then Alexis,
Hey, when this
thank you so
falls
much
off,
for
you
the
could do
$5.
auctions.
Thank you for the $5 over on Venmo. Thank you, Alexis. I want to see about 1 billion big booms for Alexis down below in that chat. I really appreciate you so much for all that love. If you want to support me, you can
Look
find
at
my
this
Venmo and
guy.
PayPal in the link tree in my bio. Robert, thank you so much for the $44
thanks
over
for
on
being-
PayPal. Thank you so much
Thank
for
you
the
for
love,
the
Robert.
donation.
Show some thank you for the donation, Robert. Show some love to Robert down below in that chat. Thank you so much. Robert says,
This is
Dear
way
God,
better than
these
standing
Trump
on the
supporters are the
corner."
spawn of devil. Thank you so much for the $44, Robert. Show some love to Robert. As well as Nicholas. Thank you so much for the $20 on PayPal. Let's get 200 big booms for Nicholas. Saying contributing to a patient's pin refill. I think
Now
you
you're
might need it.
acting
Me too
more
after these
manly.
guys. Thank you so
There
much for
you
the
go.
love. Because I said boom.
You can do it in a manly way.
Because I said boom. I said boom and he said you're acting more manly.
You can do it in a
You
manly
can't make
way.
this
You
shit
don't
up.
have-
Owen,
have to act
thank you so
feminine
much
when
for
you
the
do
$20. That's actually really fucking funny. Owen, dude, that one's gonna make that would crack up.
There you go. Stop
actually,
acting feminine while you do it, bro. Just act like a man.
I'm gonna need a second after that one. I said the word boom, and he said, "Now you're acting."
No, you said a little bit more than that. And your voice got a little deeper. Your voice wasn't so high pitched.
That is so funny. And I think it's funny that you're now determining what a man or a woman is based upon their pitch of voice after you've probably spent the last 25 years of your life arguing that manness and womanness fall down to nothing apart from what's in between your legs. Anyways, I do want to go ahead and continue to thank people. Owen, thank you so much for the $50 over on PayPal. I really appreciate you for that love. Seriously, let's get 500 Owen W's. Owen says there was quote unquote no rights after Kirk's death. They're going to jump a child after praying for Kirk. Yup. As well as Kristen, thank you so much for the $15 over on PayPal. I appreciate you for that love, Kristen. Ashton with the $10 and Venmo saying thank you for schooling this racist old man. Kate with the $10 saying more flamboyance, please. Oh, I'm so flamboyant. Flamboyant. Kinsey with the $10 saying, I love the flamboyancy. Let's go, Kinsey. Thank you for the $10. Wait, I bet if I do it this way, he'll say it's the most manly way to thank donors ever. Elizabeth, thank you for the $10 on Venmo saying being called flamboyant should be considered a compliment. Quite frankly, Elizabeth,
your audience
thank you for the love. Nina with the $15 donation says that because these clowns don't know India's in Southeast Asia. Thank you so much for the love, Nina. As well as, oh my God, Peter. Yo, Peter, thank you so much for the $100 donation over on Venmo saying my favorite flamboyant Maga cultist destroyer. Peter, you're the fucking man. Thank you so much for the $100 donation. Can you please show some love to Peter? Can you say W Peter for the $100 donation?
Oh yeah, Peter. Thanks, Peter.
Say it again.
No, that sounded weird.
No, do it. Say thank you, Peter.
Why is your voice so deep?
Ashton, thank you for the $10 as well. Roberto with the $15. Thank you so much for the love, Roberto. I really appreciate you for the love. I'd also like to thank Melissa for the $10 on Super Chat. Samurai with the $10 as well. Thank you so much for the love. Why are you talking about my nuts, bro? Kind of weird. Coral, thank you so much for the $20 Super Chat over on Super Chat. I appreciate you for that love, Coral. Can you say thank you to Coral for the $20 Super Chat? Why are you talking about my nuts? Thank you for that. Can you say thank you to Coral for donating me $20?
No, thank you. I was joking when I said Peter.
I think that you should
ask you about the Epstein thing because you guys want the Epstein list.
No,
now, right?
I'm not done. I'm not quite done grifting yet. Gary, thank you so much for the $30 donation over on PayPal. Seriously, Gary, thank you so much. That is so fucking kind of you. As well as Natalie, thank you for the $50 donation on PayPal. Holy fuck, Natalie. Natalie says, I love how flamboyant you are. Thank you for the love, Natalie. Wait, what did you just say?
That is so fucking kind of you.
Well, it was kind of her. She donated, Gary donated $30. That was really fucking kind of Gary, was it not?
Yeah, you just say it sounded like a man, bro.
It sounded like a man.
You don't got to say it sounded like this with this high-pitched ass voice. Thank you so much.
I have a question.
Thank you so much for all these gifts and everybody. Oh, my gosh.
I have a question. Do you think that the 3 packs a day for the last 35 years has made you sound like a man?
3 packs a day. You got it wrong.
Sorry, 2.5. Bernard, thank you for the $20 super chat. Thank you so much for the love, Bernard, saying that he left the CO2 analogy. I appreciate you for the love. As well, it's an anxiety bench. Shut the hell up. Heidi with the $20 on PayPal saying thank you for dealing with that uneducated Trump supporter. I appreciate you for that love. Heidi, seriously, thank you so much. I really appreciate you so much for the love. As well as Brooke with the $10 saying more flamboyancy. Go King. Millie with the $20 says shut this fucker up. I appreciate you for the love, Millie. Then Crystal Liliana with a 5. Thank you so much. And then Sydney with the $10.
Anxiety pen? Is that an inhaler?
Saying tell Trailer Park Maga Taco Tits that your flamboyancy, it cut off. Your flamboyancy supreme, and he sounds like he does something really bad. Brooke, thank you so much for the 10, then Jen with the 7 as well. Okay, I appreciate you guys all so much for the love. One more here. Danielle with the $25 saying jazz hand and flamboyant beats being a racist old fuck. You kind of got a point. Thank you for the love, Danielle with the $20. Anyways, quite frankly, where were we at? I think that you were calling me a grifter, and then people donated like a lot of money, and I had to thank them all.
Oh, I didn't call him a grifter.
No, you called me a grifter.
I didn't call you a grifter.
Oh,
You're the one that brought that up.
Yeah, like I said, it's like psychology 101. You know exactly what to do, when to do it, what to say to get your fans to start donating.
Galaxy. No, I think
And
that
it's
you
okay.
do.
You do a great job.
No, I think that like unironically you do.
Or
Like,
you pull out what Trump supporters say, and then you turn it
whoa,
around, and then you
whoa,
turn it
whoa,
into
whoa. Like
a money glitch.
this is your fault. You're the one that brought up my donations, and that is what caused people to donate to me.
No.
Yes.
Anyway, what did I was trying to ask you a question about Epstein, but you turned it into some other shit.
Spell Epstein.
Now, like I said,
Spell Epstein.
D. This is not a spelling bee,
Give me
is
the name
it?
for the galaxy. Yo, Cadio, thank you for the level ship. I appreciate
Because you
that.
don't want to answer the question. So the quick question was,
No,
when
man,
the
I'm just
FBI
clowning
raided-
on you. I'm literally just.
when the FBI raided
I'm
the
just
mansion in
stunning.
New
I'm
York,
just stunning
D.
right now because I'm just clowning on you.
question that-
Get that out of here. We're gonna move on to the next guest. Here we go. Let's go to get that next guest loaded up into the box, dude. Guys, I don't know. I feel like I'm losing the plot. I feel like I'm losing the plot. If I'm going to be honest, which I am, I feel like I'm losing the goddamn plot today.